Students, in today's class we will be learning about 5 important types of chemical reaction. There are many 5 types of chemical reaction, that is combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, oxidation and reduction reaction, oxidation and reduction reaction. Today we will be learning about these types of these 5 main important reaction: combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, oxidation and reduction reaction, with example for each. Combination reaction, an example. Firstly, combination reaction. Example, suppose we can consider for combination reaction, we can consider A and B. A plus B, that is reactant A plus B combine to form the product C. And this combination reaction is nothing but when two or more substances, that is two or more substances combine to form a single product. Here two substances, that is A and B, combine to form a single product, and this type of reaction is known as combination reaction. Suppose this can be taken as example. This is A and this is B. The top is A and the pen is B. They combine to form a single product, that is the A and B combine to form a single product C. And this type of reaction in which one or more, two or more, here two or more substances combine to form a single product is known as combination reaction. Understood, right? Combination reaction is nothing but when two or more substances combine to form a single product. Only one product will be formed in this type of combination reaction. So example, hydrogen H2 plus O2 combine to form water. That is, here these are the reactant H2 and O2, two substances or two elements here combine to form a single compound, and these are the reactant and these are the product. I hope you understood. These are the reactant and this is the product. That is, two or more substances combine to form a single type of product is known as the combination reaction. And this is the chemical equation. In previous class we have learned what is meant by chemical equation, balanced chemical equation. So this is the chemical equation, and here this is unbalanced chemical equation. So you can try it out by hit and trial method. And next example is magnesium or burning of magnesium ribbon. That is Mg plus O2. Magnesium ribbon, when it is burned, gives MgO, magnesium oxide. This is also chemical reaction or chemical equation which is unbalanced. You can balance this chemical equation. And formation of carbon dioxide, that is CO plus O2 gives CO2. Formation of common salt, Na plus Cl2 gives NaCl. These are the type of combination reaction. Example for combination reaction. And other example for combination reaction is CaO plus H2O gives CaOH twice. That is, when water is added to calcium oxide, calcium hydroxide will be formed. This is calcium oxide, water, reactant. This is the reactant and this is the product. When water is added to calcium oxide, calcium hydroxide is formed. Take take a calcium oxide in a beaker. Take calcium oxide and add water to it, and now touch the beaker. What you will observe that this beaker will be heat, that is there is formation of heat energy. And this type of reaction in which there is formation of heat energy is known as exothermic reaction. So exothermic reaction is nothing but it is a chemical reaction in which heat is evolved. So exothermic, next is exothermic reaction. There are two types of reaction, that is exothermic and endothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction, exothermic, the word exo is nothing but it is giving out. Exo means it is giving out. Since there is liberation or giving out of heat energy, this type of reaction is known as exothermic reaction. So when you touch the beaker, there will be heat energy formation, because of which you will form you will observe warmness in this beaker, that is heat energy. And other example for this type of exothermic reaction is burning of natural gas. Natural gas is nothing but it is CH4. Natural gas or methane. Methane is represented as CH4. CH4 is methane. Burning of natural gas, that is methane. CH4 plus oxygen gives CO2 plus H2O plus heat energy along with the liberation of heat. So since heat energy is given out, it is another example for exothermic reaction. That is when this methane is burnt, it gives carbon dioxide plus water plus heat energy. This is one of the example for exothermic reaction. And other example for exothermic reaction is respiration. What is respiration? It is a common process which takes place in our body. That is, during respiration, we know that the food we eat, contains large amount of carbohydrate. These carbohydrates, during digestion process, that is during the process of digestion, obviously the food we eat will get digested, and the carbohydrates during digestion is converted to glucose, and during the process of respiration, this glucose will be converted to carbon dioxide as well as water. So this can be chemically represented as C6H12O6. This is nothing but it is glucose. C6H12O6 is glucose plus oxygen, O2, oxygen, gives CO2, carbon dioxide plus water plus energy, that is energy which is utilized by our body for various activities. So this energy is nothing but it is the heat energy. So the heat energy is produced during this reaction, that is during respiration heat energy is produced. So this can also be taken as an example for exothermic reaction. Next example for exothermic reaction is decomposition of vegetable matter. That is, this vegetable matter gets decomposed, and during this decomposition process there is a production of large amount of energy, that is which is again in turn heat energy. And so since there is a production of heat energy, it can also be considered as an exothermic reaction. The exothermic reactions, because heat energy is evolved. So we have learned about the combination reaction, by giving various examples for combination reaction and the slaked lime, that is formation of slaked lime when calcium oxide is taken in a beaker and water is added to it. There is a formation of calcium hydroxide and liberation of heat energy, and since there is liberation of heat energy, this type of reaction is known as exothermic reaction, and I have given various examples for exothermic reaction. That is burning of methane, respiration, decomposition of vegetable matter. So students, now let us move on to decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction, the name itself says everything. Decomposition is the decomposed, means the substance decomposes to form one or more simpler product. So we can say that decomposition reaction is just exactly the opposite of combination reaction. What you have learned in combination reaction, you know that in combination reaction one or more products combines to form a single product. One or more reactant combine to form a single product. That is, in the case of combination reaction, the reactant will be 2 or more than 2, but the product will be only 1. That is the combination reaction. Whereas in the case of decomposition reaction, two substance decomposition reaction, one substance, that is one compound which decomposes to form 2 or more product, that is 2 or more simpler product. This type of reaction is known as decomposition reaction, which is exactly the opposite of combination reaction. So we can take the example AB decomposes to form A plus B. Suppose this is the compound substance AB. This AB will decomposes to form A and B. This is an example for decomposition reaction where the substance AB decomposes to form A and B. So we can say that it is opposite of combination reaction. And first example is H2O. When electric current is passed to water, it decomposes to form H2 and O2. This is the reaction which you have learnt here. That is, H2 plus O2 gives H2O. Just opposite of this is H2O decomposes to form H2O2. So this is decomposition reaction, where water molecule, when electric current is passed through water molecule, it decomposes to form H2 and O2. Next example for decomposition reaction is as you have seen in the picture, when ferrous sulfate, take about 2 grams of ferrous sulfate in a test tube and heat it, what do you observe? There will be change in color as well as there will be characteristic odor. So this can be represented as 2FeSO4, that is ferrous sulfate. When it is heated, it gives Fe2O3. It gives Fe2O3 plus sulfur dioxide plus sulfur trioxide. So this reaction, we can say that word representation of this reaction, that is when ferrous sulfate when it is, which is solid in nature, we have taken this ferrous sulfate in a test tube and heated it, and that is the solid ferrous sulfate. When it is heated, it forms ferric oxide, which is again solid in nature, and there will be color change. A ferrous sulfate which is green in color, there will be characteristic color change from ferrous sulfate, the color change with the evolution of sulfur dioxide as well as sulfur trioxide. And this sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide are gaseous forms, and this ferric oxide, which is the solid compound, is solid in nature, and the ferrous sulfate which is heated is solid in nature. So here we have supplied heat energy. heat energy is supplied in this reaction. And this ferrous sulfate loses water to form ferric oxide along with evolution of sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide, which gives the characteristic odor. And next is next example. Calcium carbonate, which is solid in nature, when it is heated gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. This is calcium carbonate. Calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate is solid in nature, calcium oxide is solid in nature, and carbon dioxide is gaseous in nature. So take a few grams, about 2 grams of calcium carbonate in a test tube or boiling tube and heat it. When you heat it, there will be formation of calcium oxide, which is solid in nature, along with evolution of calcium oxide. Along with the evolution of carbon dioxide, that is the gas. So again, this is an example for decomposition reaction, and you have seen that in all these cases there is only one reactant which decomposes to form two or more product. That is, one reactant decomposes to form 2 or more product. Here in this case 3 product, 2 product in first reaction and the third reaction. And this calcium oxide which is formed has various uses. They are used in industries and they are also used in the manufacture of cement. Calcium oxide formed can be used in the manufacture of cement. Manufacture of cement. And next example, when lead nitrate is heated, it decomposes to form PbO. When lead nitrate is heated, it gives lead oxide along with production of NO2 plus O2. Lead nitrate, when it is heated, it gives lead oxide, then nitrogen dioxide and water. Nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. For these, take about 2 grams of lead nitrate in a test tube or boiling tube and heat it. What do you observe on heating? There will be formation of lead oxide along with the elimination of brown fumes. This brown fume is nothing but it is nitrogen dioxide. And this is one more example where one reactant decomposes to form 3 products, that is 2 or more products. And one more example for decomposition reaction, and here heat energy is used. So this type of reaction in which heat energy, that is in all these reaction heat energy is used, this type of reaction in which heat energy is used for the decomposition reaction is known as thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition reaction. So another example, when silver chloride is exposed to sunlight, it decomposes to form silver and chlorine. Two AgCl, which in the presence of sunlight forms 2Ag plus Cl2. That is, when this AgCl, that is silver chloride, is placed in the presence of sunlight, it decomposes to form ash color powder. As you have seen in the picture, it decomposes to form ash color powder. And so uses, they are used in black and white photography. AgCl is used in black and white photography. That is, this photographic plate, or simply the films which contains silver chloride, that is AgCl, when they are exposed to sunlight, they decomposes to form black and white image. This is what is used in black and white photography. That is, they makes use of AgCl. AgCl in the presence of sunlight gives silver Ag plus Cl2. So here only one reactant is there and two product. One reactant in the presence of sunlight, they decomposes to form silver and chloride. That is the two product. One reactant to two product. And similar takes place in the case of 2AgBr. So this type of reaction, or this that is where the heat energy is used in the case of decomposition reaction, is known as thermal decomposition. And all these decomposition reaction, all decomposition reaction is thermal decomposition, will undergo thermal decomposition. That is, and you know that this decomposition reaction is nothing but one reactant. They either uses any form of energy. They uses a light, heat, or electricity, any form of energy to give two or more product. And if they uses heat energy, they are known as they undergo thermal decomposition. So this decomposition reaction can also be known as thermal decomposition reaction. Now let us consider digestion of food. Digestion of food. Whether it is a combination reaction or decomposition reaction, can you say? Yeah, it is decomposition reaction. Digestion of food is example for decomposition reaction, because here the food material, that is the complex food material, by the process of digestion is converted into simpler forms. For example, conversion of proteins, that is a protein which is the complex form, is converted to simpler forms, amino acids. So we can say that digestion of food is again example for decomposition reaction. Now we have learned what is meant by decomposition reaction, and this decomposition reaction is directly the opposite of combination reaction. And here one reactant is decomposed to form two or more product, and you have learned the example for various examples for decomposition reaction. Let us understand what is meant by displacement reaction. And for this displacement reaction, we can take a compound, that is AB. For displacement reaction, we can take compound AB, and A is the metal which is weak, that is A is weak metal, or less reactive metal. And B is the solution, non-metal. B is non-metal, that is the solution. B is, and C is more reactive metal or strong metal. So here in this case I have taken a compound, that is AB, and here A is the metal which is less reactive or weak metal and which reacts with the C, and again this C is more reactive metal or strong metal and it forms CB plus A. That is, here in this case of displacement reaction, more reactive metal reacts with the solution of less reactive metal and it displaces less reactive metal, that is it removes, here the less reactive metal is A, and it removes the less reactive metal from its solution. A is removed to form more reactive element, that is here C which is more reactive displaces A from its solution to give CB and A gets removed. This is the displacement reaction. So we can define this displacement reaction as more reactive element or metal displaces less reactive metal. To understand this, let us do an activity. Take two beakers. Or two test tubes. Here let us take two test tubes. As you have seen in the picture, let us take two test tubes and name it as A and another test tube B. And here in the first test tube, take about 100 ml of water. This is our test tube, and here fill it with 100 ml of water, and now add copper sulfate solution to this test tube. Copper sulfate solution, that is CuSO4. Add copper sulfate solution to this test tube, and now add iron nails, that is Fe. Iron nails means Fe. Iron is added to this solution, and keep it for 20 minutes under observation. What happens after 20 minutes? Let us see. And initially the color was blue. The color of copper sulfate solution was blue color, and this blue color changes to green color. After few minutes, this blue color will get changed to green color. Blue colored solution changes to green colored solution. Why does it happen? And this reaction can be written as, that is here Fe plus, which is in the solid state, Fe plus CuSO4, that is which is immersed in the copper sulfate solution, gives, since it is in the solution aqueous, it gives it gives FeSO4 plus Cu. So we can this is the reaction, this is the equation for this reaction. So here we have added iron nails to the copper sulfate solution. When this iron nail is added to copper sulfate solution, Fe being more reactive than the copper, it displaces copper from the copper sulfate solution to give green colored iron sulfate solution, and this is blue in green in color. And this will be blue colored. So this is what is happening here, and this can be further understand by looking at the reactivity series. This is the reactivity series. In this reactivity series, more reactive element or more reactive or strong metal, more reactive or strong metal is placed at the top, and at the bottom less reactive element is placed at the bottom. So the more reactive element which is present at the top displaces the less reactive element which is present at the bottom. So here we can see iron is present here, and this iron which is more reactive than the copper, which is more reactive than the copper, displaces copper. So that is, iron displaces copper from the copper sulfate solution to give iron sulfate solution. This is what is happening here, and here Fe is our more reactive element, that is we have taken C. Fe is more reactive element, and this is the metal, and copper is again metal which is less reactive metal. So here here C displaces A to give Cb plus A. That is what we have learnt here. This is what is happening in this experiment. So Fe, which is more reactive, we have to check the reactivity series. In the reactivity series, iron is placed above the copper, so iron more reactive than the copper. It displaces copper from the copper sulfate solution to give iron sulfate solution. And here what happens is this color changes from deep blue, that is deep blue color was that of copper sulfate, deep blue color to the green colored solution which is of that of iron sulfate solution, and copper after that you when you observe this iron nail, you will get some type of color, or the color fades or color changes, that is because of the settlement of copper on these iron nails. And another example, that is take another test tube B, say test tube B. And test tube B, and now add copper sulfate solution to this test tube. Copper sulfate solution, add take about 100 ml of water and add copper sulfate powder, copper sulfate to this test tube, and now place zinc granules. And keep it for observation for 20 minutes and observe after that. What do you observe? There will be change in color. That is, the solution becomes colorless. Solution becomes colorless, and the copper will get settled at the bottom, and this can be represented as Zn plus CuSO4 gives ZnSO4 plus Cu. That is, here when you add zinc granules to the copper sulfate solution, zinc which is present, now let us look at the reactivity series. Zinc which is present at the top of the reactivity series displaces copper from the copper sulfate solution to give zinc sulfate plus copper. So this copper and the solution becomes colorless and copper gets settled at the bottom of the test tube. One more example is Pb, that is lead. When it is added to copper sulfate solution, it displaces copper from the copper sulfate solution to give PbSO4 plus Cu. And here as we have seen that lead which is present at the top, that is above the copper sulfate solution, since Pb is present above this Cu, it displaces copper from the copper sulfate solution to give lead sulfate solution and copper. Now let us understand what is meant by double displacement reaction. It is quite interesting. Double displacement, here there will be double displacement. Previously you have learnt displacement reaction or the single replacement reaction, that is there is only single only single metal is displaced. And what will happen in the case of double displacement reaction? In the case of double displacement reaction, two metals will be replaced. There will be displacement of two metals. Let us understand this by taking an activity. Take two test tubes, and that is A and B. And in one of the test tube take NaSO4, that is sodium sulfate solution, and in another take barium chloride solution BaCl2 and add BaCl2, that is BaCl2, as you have seen in the picture. Add BaCl2 to NaSO4 solution. When BaCl2, that is barium chloride, is added to sodium sulfate solution, the following reaction takes place. We can represent it in the form of equation NaSO4 plus, when barium chloride is added to sodium sulfate solution, it gives barium sulfate BaSO4, barium sulfate plus NaCl. That is, on addition of barium chloride to this sodium sulfate solution, there will be formation of white colored precipitate. This is nothing but this is white colored precipitate. White colored precipitate is formed along with the formation of NaCl salt, that is sodium chloride salt. So here what happens is that NaSO4 react with BaCl2 to form BaSO4 and NaCl, and here in this reaction Ba2 plus and SO4 2 minus, that is these two Ba2 plus and SO4 2 minus, they both react with each other to form BaSO4, which is the white colored precipitate formed during the reaction, and the remaining matter, that is NaCl, remains as salt. NaCl remains as salt. This is a reaction taking place here, and this type of reaction is known as double displacement reaction, where there is displacement of double ions, that is the two ions gets displaced. And here in this case, this type of reaction where there is formation of precipitate is known as precipitation reaction. So precipitation reaction can be defined as precipitation reaction. A reaction that produces an insoluble substance called the precipitate is known as the precipitation reaction. That is, a reaction that produces an insoluble substance called the precipitate is known as the precipitation reaction. Here BaSO4 is the precipitate formed. And so we can say that double displacement reaction is nothing but when two compounds in a solution, these are the two compounds in a solution form two different compounds, that is when two compounds in a solution form two different compounds by mutual exchange of ions. Here the ion gets mutually exchanged. So here the ions which gets mutually exchanged are Ba and SO4 to form BaSO4. Na and Cl are the ions which react to form NaCl. This is what happening here. So by now I hope you have understood combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction and double displacement reaction.